The button is pressed. The die is cast. The Rubicon is filled with cement and trash.
That's not how the Rubicon worked.
That's how the Rubicon works when I'm doing it. I have no interest in crossing a river, but I do need somewhere to put all this trash and cement mix. Hey, Amabel. It's Dwarf Romantic.
Did you know that the night before he crossed the Rubicon, Caesar had a wet dream?
I did not know that. Why do you know that? Look at this boat.
History. That's a pretty good boat. Okay, you're not giving me a link. I'm gonna try to find
Oh,
on your YouTube.
all right.
There it is. There it is. I got it.
And yet, I still have done the link.
Okay.
Do you know this game? Talk to you about this game, right?
You've shown me this game, and also I know there was a board game of this game.
There was a board game of this game. That's true.
That apparently is well regarded.
Yeah, and I've not heard anything about it. So this is Dwarf Romantic, which I assumed meant that it was going to contain dwarves. The first time I heard about it, it doesn't, But listen, there's lots of good things going on too. Let's not hold that against it too harshly. So, you see here, we get these little tiles. Each tile has 6 edges, of course, as they are hexagonal. And you get points when you place a tile for how many edges match the sort of like terrain feature of the tile that you've placed them up against. So you can see here, like putting this here, I have a little glowing white line where the open field connects to the open field. We'll get 10 points for that. And a little red line where the town connects to open field. We won't score any points on that. In addition, just increasing our score up here, some of the tiles have quests on them. This group of trees would like to have 5 more trees added to it. And if we fulfill that quest, then we get more tiles added to our stack. And you just play until you run out of tiles. And that's how you get a score.
Do you want to hear something crazy about Dwarf Romantic, the board game that's based on this video game?
I suppose I do.
It won the Spiel des Jahres.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That feels crazy to me.
That's a little crazy. There's a small amount of crazy.
Not as crazy as Julius Caesar.
Yeah, well, the things that you history people, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. So see, this group of fields wants to have 2 more wheat fields added to it, and if I cap it off like this, the request will become impossible, and I will be a failure for all time. So we're not going to do that. Even though you would love to see me fail, Amabel. I know this.
I don't love to see you fail.
You exist only to see me fail.
I always cheer for your success.
Yeah.
In all
but you're doing it like a sarcastic way.
I don't think that's correct.
No, it's not.
Hey, Cat of Nine Tails.
Welcome to the pre-stream. So see here, I complete this task. Boom. 5 more tiles for the stack. Incredible. Now, water tiles are cool. You can match water with open field and create like, a little lake or something. I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. So you see 40 points on that. So in addition to completing quests and stuff to get points, which we're doing in order to get more tiles, you can also perfect a tile's placement. If after you have placed a tile, you have made it or any of the adjacent tiles perfectly matched on all 6 sides, you get another tile for that as well, and a bunch of points. The really tricky part comes when you get these train tracks and these rivers. With most of the tiles, if you get into a position where you're just like, you know what, I screwed this up. I don't think there's anything that's going to fit here. You can just suffer, right? You can just take the L, put down a tile that doesn't match, don't get your points, don't get your perfects, whatever. The railways and the rivers have to point to a correct thing. They have to point to anything of the right type. And so whenever you place a railway or a river tile, you are accepting some future restriction. And you get yourself into some real trouble sometimes. But the game just has like rad vibes. Like the music got real quiet for some reason, but you know, it has this very nice like hand painted terrain kind of look and feel to it that I think is pretty excellent.
Yeah. Lana reports that the YouTube notifications were amicable today. It says, "I pray to the Omnicia it stays that way."
The Omnissiah.
I don't know what that is.
We got to continue your Warhammer education at some point. That's a Warhammer 40K that is being done there.
A lot of people were talking about Warhammer on my timeline on Blue Sky.
Yeah? How come?
Yeah. Apparently like the original artist who like responsible for a lot of the look of Warhammer art passed away.
Oh.
People are talking about his art and how he's like the father of Grimdark and so on. This is my problem with Warhammer, though. It is I know it's like satirical Grimdark, but it's still. I want people to have a good time. Doesn't anyone in Warhammer have a good time?
You know, the orcs.
John Bland. John Bland was his name.
Okay. The orcs have a good time. The orcs will have a good time from time to time.
When things are red, they're faster. Are those the same orcs or
Yes,
is that
is those orcs.
Okay.
So see, point wise, you're rewarded for slotting things in where you have more edges matched already. It's good to build inward basically, but not always trivial to do so. And you get a little preview down here of your next couple of tiles, which can be very helpful sometimes. I know there is a relatively common river and train track meetup tile that I guess I'm gonna set myself to rely on here. And so you can see as you place tiles and you complete quests and stuff, you start to generate like features in your area. This train will start moving once we complete its quest. We get some boats in our river now. Little hamlet is people got lights on in their windows and it's very pleasant, Amabel. Look at how pleasant it is.
Yeah, it's really chill.
So the first time I ever played it on the channel, I did like check it out, and my game went on forever and ever. I did a much better job than I had done in previous runs, and that video ended up being like hours long, like 3 or 4 hours, I believe. Sometimes you sit down and you just, you go into the zone a little bit. See Christian Johansson in chat saying, Dwarf Romantic, the game that is very relaxing until it suddenly isn't. Yeah, when you get a big complicated board and you're down to like 5 or 6 tiles left, you're like, oh my god, where? There must be a good placement for some of this stuff. There must be. And so you spend a lot of time trying to find it. I'll start another lake over here. we're not going to get a perfect match on this, so this is just going to be a new railway starting somewhere. Let's say over here. There are quests that you can fulfill to unlock more tile variants and stuff, so you can get more art. The reason I'm playing this now is it recently had a new biome pack unlocked. You're seeing here the new medieval biome tiles. You see these boats are quite different, the trains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's different styles of houses. That came out and I was like, oh yeah, Dwarf Romantic. I had not played that in quite some time. And look at that. It's still charming. Who would have thought?
You.
That's correct. Me. I would have thought that. I was not surprised in the least.
Got him.
You tried to pull one over on me, but you failed again, Amabel.
Oh, yeah, no, that's... Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't seem sorry. That's my takeaway. So, what's up with you? You seem a little low energy today.
I mean, I'm just kind of chilling with... This is chill vibes. I'm preserving my energy for the rest of the stream, where we're going to be pitted against each other and also working together and also pitted against each other. So, you know, I need to be on my toes for that.
We're going to experiment with some stuff, for sure.
Yeah. Lana says this has a very calming color palette. Everything's very chill here. Like it's a very relaxing... Would you call this a cozy game, sweetheart? Non-derogatory?
I don't. You don't have to be derogatory about that. Things can be cozy. That's fine. Yeah, I guess so. No, I wouldn't. Honestly, I think for me that term is a little more like this is just a board game. It's just a puzzle game, you know. The for me the cozy games, like, part of it is the specific thing you're doing kind of has to be like a certain vibe.
Okay.
Here, the thing this is too much of like a god game to be cozy for me. For me personally.
Okay.
It's just video games. Now, one thing I would really like to see before we get out of here is the other method of unlocking new tile variants, but I don't know how long it will take for that to show up, and we don't want to be in the pre-stream forever. We're just giving people a chance to kind of settle in, find their seat, receive the notification, and show up before we start doing the thing that we're doing for today, which we're going to start doing. At any moment now, look out. Amabel. Now, see, this right here, this is the thing I don't like to do. If you completely surround a tile, you're hoping for something extremely specific, right?
Yeah.
Even five directions around already is troublesome. But we gotta put this shit somewhere. Hooray, perfect. Look at this beautiful little landscape. This wants to be connected to 40 additional buildings. Let me tell you something. I got a spot. This can slot in right here. Oh, there's trees. There's a single little bit of trees on this tile. Very sneaky. And yeah, you just kind of keep going until whenever. As you might imagine, people's scores get very, very high. I do not recommend that you try to play this game to get a high score, because you will not. And I guess interpret that as a challenge to whatever degree you must. But it's a fool's endeavor, is what I'll say. Once upon a time it was possible. People have since then taken the game seriously. I don't know. You think that's enough pre-stream? When do you,
enough pre-stream.
When do you think it's time? Okay. Amabel says it's time.
It's time.
It's time for bloodshed. Amabel's bloodlust cannot be
showed up.
contained.
Because Cornflake showed up, it's time.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Anyway, that's Dwarf Romantic. You know, it's still the thing that it is. They just released some new biome looks, some new tile appearances. Oh, check out this little deer. This little deer we got now.
That's pretty good.
Sometimes you complete a forest quest and it spawns a bear. That's fun.
Bears are a good time.
Around. Yeah. The music's just starting to get really good too. Ah well. Anyway, Dwarf Romantic. It's good. That's my review. And well, I talk about video games for a living.
Yeah.
That's going to be phase 1 of the stream. Welcome everybody to phase 2, the actual stream. Amabel, what are we doing today?
We're playing a game called Bounty. Oh God, I forgot.
Okay, Bounty Brawl Most Wanted. You're very bad at this job. Bounty Brawl Most Wanted.
I'm also underpaid.
Well, it's true, but you shouldn't say it. Yeah, welcome to Bounty Brawl Most Wanted. This is a game we're playing with, for disclosure purposes, we're playing with keys provided by the publisher. This is a game that hit my inbox this week, and I had a look at it, and I thought, oh, you know what? The core conceit of this, I think, is a neat idea. This looks like a kind of fun. And so I thought we'd try it out. We have not played but a minute or two of this to make sure that it works, so we'll be exploring some content live here, which is my disclaimer for if something objectionable appears. I didn't know. Anyway, it's Bounty Brawl Most Wanted. This is an action roguelite kind of situation.
Yeah.
We're gonna run around, we're gonna shoot some people, we're gonna capture some bad guys, but when all is said and done, if we do manage to bring down the bad guy and lasso him up and run him back to town, there's only one contract available, only one bounty poster for each bad guy, and so the things will happen. I'm gonna take us back to the gas cave real quick.
Okay.
While you get into the mission, so that we don't have people potentially joining in.
Oh yeah, you can send me the room number in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm staring at the screen, waiting. So much anticipation.
Cool. And while I'm doing this, you could be like, vamping, filling.
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
What that was. I was building up suspense for everyone. Hey, I have joined your room. I've joined your hunt. I am ready in the portal.
All right, let's get the image back on screen. Time to hunt some dudes. So I like the aesthetic. It's got a real nice, like, sort of Saturday morning cartoon, I think, kind of vibe going on. It almost reminds me of that game. Actually, hold on just a second. I'm gonna nudge the volume down a little bit in the mix. It almost reminds me of that game. I can't remember what it was, but it had a very intentional Saturday morning kind of cartoon aesthetic. Retronauts or something. So I'm playing as this cowboy-themed character, Kyle. Kyle's deal is, I got a gun, I got a little revolver here, and then I got, we each have a special attack that charges up when we hit enemies with our normal attack. For me, my bullets ricochet off walls, and if I hit enemies with bounce shots, it makes my special do extra damage the next time I fire it, which is cool.
And I believe mine is charging in through people.
Okay, special has a chance to not consume energy. You can see it's one of these sorts of games. We're going to do, it's run-based and pick up power-ups over the course of the run. Alright, so my special has a chance to not consume any energy. Alright, each challenge room has an objective. Here our objective is just go kill a guy. However, we should stop and get rewards. I think those things are holograms. Which is not to say that they won't damage us, but we certainly can't damage them. There's something about the way Kyle's voice lines are. It makes me feel like it's like a Virtua Cop announcer voice. Oh yeah, we also have a lasso that we can use to interact with objects in the environment. Yeah, but what you doing?
It's been hitching. It's been starting to hitch.
Okay.
So suddenly I just end up somewhere else.
So like these things, we can interact with this thing with our lasso. And okay, well.
Oh, and then
if you catch the ghosts in it, then they die.
Got it.
Would you like to maybe move on with the?
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't need to kill every ghost.
Kill every ghost.
Like in this room. There we go. All right, so these like sub boss characters, they have like a stance gauge you can see.
Yep.
And if we deplete their stance gauge and then lasso them, we get massive damage. We each have a little like.
Oh, I'm in a different room now. Okay.
A little shield over our health bar. We both have expended our shields now and are taking real damage. But I mean, so far, like the beginning of the run seems fairly straightforward. Okay. Let's get some currencies and get the heck out of here. You got ghost? Piss off, ghost. And then, as is the case in a lot of these runs, a lot of these kinds of games, damage to your health bar is relatively permanent. You have to actually find healing items. Or spend your ill-gotten gains on them. We have not made a ton of currency, 92 coins each. Earn a bonus coin every time you enter the black market. More attack speed is more good. Yeah, I'm into that. So the yellow currency lets you buy like stat up type stuff like that. The purple currency lets you buy things that feel a little bit more like Hades type upgrades. Then also, there's other stuff down here.
People are reporting a lot of lag in the chat.
Interesting.
Certainly, I've had some.
I'm seeing. I mean, the frame rate's a little. The frame rate's a little chuggy.
I've had some hitching where I just suddenly pop up in a different room.
Well, it wasn't doing this before when we were testing it before the stream.
No.
I mean the frame rate's a little hitchy on my side, but it feels pretty little, and
okay.
we're not dropping any frames or anything. Is it unwatchably bad? Is it a real big problem? It could be they're seeing something that's a lot worse than what I'm seeing.
They're not saying that it's unwatchable. I'm like stuck, and then suddenly I'm in a corner. Like that happens a lot where I can't move.
Well, like I said, I was seeing some hitching from your camera earlier, so I think you are maybe having a bit of a not good connection day, like an internet connection problem.
Really gotta get a wired connection.
So we have, you know, a basic dash. It does seem like most of the characters are melee. Like we have like 4 characters unlocked to start with, and I think this cowboy is the only one with a default ranged attack. So you can see the little blue bar is what powers my special. Charges up when I deal normal attack damage. About to get lasso time on this dude. I do wish there was more of like a cool animation. It doesn't have to be God of War, but I wish it was a little God of War. When you get him with the lasso in the stagger state. Surrender your money to me. Okay. So you can see you can use the lasso for all kinds of traversal and stuff. Oh god. It's like an actual enemy. Okay, and he's got some little enforcer dudes here. I mean, alright, you got some iframes in your dash, you know, make sure you use them. Easy. How you doing? You okay? Are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm having some difficulty with the just with my lag issues and just this way it's gonna be. Yeah, now I'm frozen again. Does it look like I'm moving? Can you see me moving?
Yeah.
Okay, because I couldn't see me moving. So
It's because I was talking trash about my guns. There are people. Christian Johansson says, "There's lag. Spend 10 minutes fiddling in the menus, please." That's exactly the sort of thing I'm always trying to avoid. You know, we make sure to like test the games out and make sure they're running before the stream and everything, because I too hate it when that's what happens at the beginning of every stream. Increase attack, bounce, and range. I mean, I want to just more gun, more bullet and more gun, right? Crit rate. Crit rate seems good. Let's get crit rate. Violence seems good. Let's get some health. It'd be cool if I survived the run. So you can see Amabel has already gone to the exit area, which triggers a timer.
not on purpose. Again, I'm having some problems. Hey, it's the guy.
Why, that's Rage Raga the Phantom Blade. Nope, that's no good. So there's a little bit of auto aim on my trick shot, on like my my bounce shot, but not a huge amount. I have to do it in kind of a sensible way. There's a lasso interactable here. Aha! That doesn't seem to have actually done anything. I thought maybe he would react to it like a ghost. Okay. Well, that's my shield. Boy, he is really on me. I think the basic attack itself does do bonus damage. Or it has a higher crit rate or something when you bounce it off the wall too, in addition to the trick shot bonus.
Okay, there, all right.
Okay, I'm actually taking kind of a lot of damage here. Are you just much better at dodging these attacks, or is he focusing on them more?
I can't tell you. I mean, I'm dashing a lot because dashing is how I pick up my.
Oh right, this other thing that he's got following him is a ghost. We don't have to endure this. Just walk it into the beam, yeah. All right, we can disincorporate his assistance here. That helps. Oh, this looks bad. Ah. So we're learning the boss patterns live. if it looks clumsy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he spawns the additional dudes. Okay. When he spawns the additional dudes and then he throws the blades, that's pretty tough to dodge. Ready? Okay. All right.
Oh, there I am. Scam down. Okay. Thank you.
The lasso is omni-purpose. Solve any problem you might have. All right, try to lure the ghosts to one of the sides of the arena. All right, we've almost got his stance meter depleted again. I'm gonna die any second here, though. This is such a weird thing of modern video games ever since the.
I'm trying to revive you. Okay, there you are. Wait, where am I? Okay. Going down.
Ah, that was a bad moment to plant my feet to try to lasso you. All right, well, we gave it a shot there. That almost worked. Yeah. We almost had him. I needed to just dodge. Yeah. So we pick up some Angel Bless, some stuff that is going to improve us between runs. One assumes. What is your ping to the host? Which is me.
Right now it says 16 ms. Sometimes it says 200 ms.
Yeah, so your actual internet connection is your problem.
Yeah, I'm not trying to complain about it. Just I'm letting you know, like suddenly I'm in a different. So I'm letting you know why I'm not being more help.
All right, I think this person wants to have a chat with me. Yeah.
Someone in chat says, "Hey SB, been watching your videos for years now. Really appreciate your approach to games that are so nit."
That's very kind. Oh, Amabel has completely frozen. Hey there.
Oh, can you see me now? Did you hear what I was saying before?
I think you got cut off partway through.
I was reading the comment from the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really appreciate your approach to games that are so niche and yet my taste. Good vibes to you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I'm happy that I'm able. This is the service I am trying to provide. Yeah, your whole internet connection is you're hitching real bad in Discord. Like that They can't see your camera, but I can. You're definitely
Oh.
having some trouble. So of course everything was working pretty much fine prior, and now the moment we're on stream, all of the technical difficulties rear their head because that's the way that goes.
Also, Christian Johansson. I don't think so. Maybe the other way around.
What now? Oh,
I'm responding.
So you can see here we have we have some gadgets and stuff. We start with just the one gadget unlocked, which allows us to stun enemies. I did try to use it a couple times during that hunt, but it goes off in a very small radius, like right around your character. It's not a thing you can throw. So I don't think I ever actually hit anybody with it. We can upgrade our weapon. Or maybe even get different weapons that have different functionality as we level up our hunter. You know, there's a lot of character upgrade stuff going on here. And skins. You need a cool skin if you're gonna be a cool outlaw. I guess I'm not the outlaw. My skin is called outlaw, but technically I'm here to enforce the law? Question mark, right? We're bounty hunters.
You just dropped out for me, and then suddenly you said we need a cool, and then you said we're bounty hunters. I think we're bounty hunters.
Okay.
But I missed a lot of what you were saying.
All right. Can you maybe restart your network adapter, or I know that you don't have access to a lot of ability to solve this problem, but I'm asking you to jiggle the handle.
What is the network adapter?
You want to just restart your PC real quick?
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, I think we're gonna try this guy. We're gonna try the Stag Beetle Samurai on the next run, as soon as she is back. But I want to do that first one with ranged characters so that I could focus a little bit more on talking. So, attacks, specials, and dashes charge the blade gauge. And when the blade gauge is full, your next special unleashes the Mega Slash, an AoE that deals heavy damage based on attack and special stats. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. It's got a cool vibe. I assume we'll be able to build out the base here as well as we level up our character and stuff. Another thing I will say is that the text is very it's very machine translated. So sometimes you can get the thrust of what they're saying a lot of the time, but the individual wording is often a little goofy. So as you saw, there are 4 characters unlocked here by default. There are 8 characters in the game, I know, and you can see the silhouettes of them here. Oh right, mods. We picked up a mod, right? We picked up the we picked up the ability to purchase this mod. This mod is available to me now in theory. We get lethal damage when you don't have any life, or automatically restore health once. Yeah, an extra life would be a good thing to have. Oh, also, this I guess is just free. We should definitely equip that. This, we almost have enough hunter cash for it, and I do think this is probably the first major purchase, right? Because like Death Defiance. People are talking in chat about outlaws without skin. I would absolutely play an outlaw without skin. There she is. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, the answer is not better. And well, I have bad news for you.
What?
You're still definitely very, very choppy and freezy. Maybe we want to audible here to a thing that's not co-op for today, given the difficulties we're having.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Why don't we do that? And I'm actually going to message our key guy /roommate/landlord and see if I can get a wired connection.
Yeah.
for next time.
Okay, you know what? Let me do one solo, and then
Yeah.
we'll maybe jump into a different game.
Okay.
So let me the mission table here. Disband party. Let's just try one. Try one solo. All right. So there are 8 different big bads to chase. We only have the first difficulty unlocked here. You can see they have different randomly assigned difficulty modifiers. I assume when you are on more skulls of difficulty, you get more modifiers or modifiers at a higher level. Let's go after Varuda the Thunderwing. All right, we went after this guy. Yeah, this is on a different planet with some pretty minor penalties. 75 of whatever those things are as a reward. There's a lot of little currencies in this game. And let me throw the feed of what's happening here over to Amabel so that she can, at the very least, watch along.
Yeah.
And now I can focus a little bit more on play because Amabel can do a lot more talking, except when we can't hear her because her connection drops out.
Yeah. So you're playing a different person now.
I'm playing this sort of like stag beetle samurai character.
That's pretty all right.
You can see
So the character design's pretty good.
You can see I have this sword gauge down here, and when the sword gauge fills up, my next special is like super good.
Okay, yeah. And if you wait until it fills up all the way, then you hit them 8 times. That's a Final Fantasy VI joke. That's kind of quality jokes you get from me.
We're just going to take a very simple increase to... So you can see here there are 4 sets of pads because you can theoretically do a run with up to 4 people. But yeah, anyway, the thing we didn't get to show off is once the final bad guy goes down, you know, there's only one. Divert strikes away from yourself. Okay. There's only one actual payout available, so you have to fight your teammates for the. I don't think there's actually currency attached to it. I think it is just like a bragging rights crown. But that's cool. I think that's the fun twist that made me say, okay, you know what, this one's worth looking at.
Yeah.
And like I said, I like the character designs. I like the sort of like beefy little. So okay, my special is actually a ranged attack. Yeah, this guy's cool. I like this.
There you are again.
Sweet.
Sorry.
It was such a hard time.
I was saying something and I realized, oh, none of it's coming through.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm gonna.
Okay, we might be getting the problem solved live here, actually. Our IT help is in her office right now, so maybe we will get this solved. Attack speed's good. I mean, attack speed seems important, right? We can basically just like run into people and mash like crazy with this guy. So let's pick up some of that.
Okay, I'm back.
Well, how's it going?
It's going.
Okay, that's good. That's promising.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's been. I feel like I've let you down.
In what way are you responsible for any of what's going on here? Oh God. So this area has
I know
these.
That's how I feel.
This area has these constant lightning strikes, and I can use this lightning rod to divert them for a while so I don't have to keep dodging them. So kind of an interesting gimmick. Actually, I like the lasso traversal stuff. It's not like hugely complicated or anything, but I think there's just a lot of little things about this that feel good. And in my opinion, games are pretty much always elevated by co-op. It's always good to be able to play with people. Special power up, or yeah, actually, I would love to fight some harder enemies for more power. It seems like the range on my special is effectively infinite. It's long enough that it hits everything in the small combat spaces here.
Well, that's good news.
This guy seems great, honestly. So Amabel.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Every time I start talking, it freezes, and I'm getting superstitious.
Okay, well, don't get superstitious. Get super loquacious.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of pretty.
What's your favorite?
colors.
What's your favorite bounty hunter media?
Oh. Gosh.
You like some old west kind of vibe stuff, so I think
it's gonna have to be Tate, the TV show Tate.
Tate about the one-armed gunslinger,
one-armed gunfighter who also just sometimes he takes people in alive. So he's like a gun for hire bounty hunter situation. And there were 13 episodes, and like 3 or 4 of them are pretty bad. The rest are between good to great. So, like, for a one-season TV Western during the adult Western era, I think it's pretty good. You know, there are caveats, like everything from Westerns from that period. But, yeah, it definitely ranks up there for me. I'm gonna guess that your top is probably gonna be Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop's definitely a strong contender. Do folks in chat have feelings on this? You'll have a
Yeah, tell us your bounty hunter fave.
Yeah, what's your favorite piece of media about a bounty hunter?
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How bounty hunter does a bounty hunter have to be? Is Metroid about a bounty hunter?
Yeah,
she is a bounty hunter.
Samus Aran is explicitly a bounty hunter.
Do you really do a lot of bounty hunting though?
Yeah, you're always hunting down what's his name, Ridley.
Okay.
Ridley and his space pirates. Game. You end up encountering a lot of other kinds of problems, but usually you go to a planet because you're hunting the space pirates.
Kiefer says bounty hunting is such a strange idea for coming not from America. It might be like a unique. I don't know. Might be uniquely kind of American sort of.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, it's a. People hunting down blackguards on the roads. That's definitely like a from Europe kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Before there even were in America. And it's certainly not a concept that is unknown in Japanese media, at the least. I don't know how commonly it happened, but the idea of the sellsword,
or like a Ronin or whatnot, going downtown doing an adventure.
Comes up, I gotta use the lightning rods when she does the big lightning thing. Alright, I think I'm kicking her ass. I think I'm kind of kicking her ass. This This
Okay.
upgrade I picked up where my special shoots a tornado was definitely the right call.
So keeper is specifying, but not a private business. And like you do have like people whose business is I am a bounty hunter these days. You're usually just, and usually they're just bail bond people trying to sound cool. Cornflake says a mercenary is not a bounty hunter.
I mean, a mercenary who hunts bounties is a bounty hunter. That's literally that's what a bounty hunter is. Anybody who is pursuing bounties is a bounty hunter. That's how words work. I'm not trying to be difficult or anything, but like.
Christian Johansson says, I never really heard of it here as business. Mostly it was a matter for whichever law enforcement du jour during different time periods.
Yeah, well, so like there's a lot of ideas of the bounty hunter associated with the American West, which is definitely a period that this game is trying to riff on some ideas from, because of the fact that law enforcement was so sort of thin on the ground at the time.
Yeah.
The assistance of the federal government and official law enforcement was so thin, was so stretched. There were so few official agents of the government for such a large area that there was a lot of slack to be picked up. All right, so the higher the reward, the harder the challenge. The next criminal will not only be stronger at HP and damage, but the special power of the lead criminal that comes with boss attributes. Okay. So, I see. A run will take you through multiple acts. So each area here has two different bosses that can be pursued. The other one gets away, and then there's a final boss in Act 5. Well, I think I'm just, if you're okay with it, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and try to push forward here. Hunter max health decreased. Psh, I'm not afraid.
I guess while we're talking about that more kind of the modern U.S. bail bondsman who is self-identifies as a bounty hunter, I like Jackie Brown quite a bit. That's
okay.
There's a bounty hunter in that, yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely a bounty hunting media. In some ways, I guess you could say that a lot of detective noir stuff, dances around, at the very least, dances around the edges of bounty hunter stuff. And I do so love me a noir story.
Yeah, and there's a degree to which, bounty hunter, the noir detective is kind of a cultural thing that maybe has less providence. Because detectives in reality, they're usually just taking blackmail photos is what their job is.
Yeah.
But the kind of pop culture fictional idea we have of it is basically informed by, trying to have a way to create adventures regularly for a character. Which is why when I think about detective stuff, I tend to think about detectives like in a series, right? Or bounty hunters. I suppose The Witcher is a bounty hunter. Is The Witcher a bounty hunter?
Yeah.
Black's bounty.
Yeah, the Witcher is a guy who's paid to go around and fight. I guess you have to decide whether for you bounty hunter necessarily means work with people is solving wildlife type problems a different thing? Because really, like a lot of what The Witcher does would probably be classified as like wildlife control, right?
Yeah.
But he is being paid by, you know, it is on like a small contract basis, which is what bounty hunting is. So yeah. Does wildlife count? Is going to be a salient question.
Sherroo's user says, in German, we have the word Vogelfrei, free like a bird, which means or meant someone is free to be caught and held, even killed because of their deeds. They lost protections they previously had. I mean, yeah, we have, that's where the outlaw designation comes from from like Old and Middle English as well. Yeah, and yeah. Christian Johansson says vocal fry sounds like medieval Fredlos or exempt from peace, very similar in concept.
Okay, so in case it's not clear, part of the gimmick of this area is these crystals, like they pulse and then they emit energy every so often. And if I'm within the area when that happens, they push me and I take damage and I get stunned for a second. And in each little area, you can use the lasso to pull up these bomb drones, which will destroy the crystals for you. But I was having trouble. There was a lot going on in that particular room. I like the fact that each of the environments has its own like weird little problem to deal with.
Yeah.
Surprise! It turns out I enjoy sort of a complicated game design. I want there to be a lot of little issues. Oof, that was
it does look like they're having a fun time. I wish my computer was cooperating.
Well, I will say this: your connection to the Discord has seemed a lot more stable the last couple minutes here.
That's good. Yeah.
So it might be. No! Stop doing damage to my face. I need that face. Oh, okay. So it might be the case that you could that we could connect up and try again. You seem stable.
Okay.
I know that's a sentence that you've never heard before. Whoa. Whoa.
Hey. Be nice to me.
I'll consider it.
If you're not nice to me, there will not be spag meat.
Well, you know how I feel about that. All right, let's see about this. Let's see about this next big criminal. Peppa, the Planet Eater. It's just a good design. Go. All right, this is going to be a problem. Let's get rid of this shit right now. Also, I'm curious if I can do damage to the boss with the explosive. It did not seem to do damage. Ooh. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, get off of me. Okay, this boss is a lot harder to charge up my stuff on account of he spins a lot. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, and it's going to periodically spawn new crystals. I kind of figured it had to be something like that.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to get Steam to come back up. Decided it doesn't want to.
You have so many weird little problems with every piece of technology that we use.
Yeah.
I've never met somebody who computers seem to dislike as much as, oh, okay, you're not supposed to stand in that. That's what I've just learned.
Oh.
Well,
I've met a couple people who have similar issues.
hunting failed, Amabel.
Okay, we'll see if I can get in to the game.
Did you know that in this lobby, I was the one who dealt the most damage to the boss? Okay, I unlocked a new character.
Okay.
And some stuff. And some other stuff.
Okay, do you need to send me a new lobby?
Oh, wait, hold on. Something's happening. I delivered a most wanted to Shiryu prison. I don't feel... There's no way any criminal could ever escape our dragon-class energy cells. Okay, we have to have an explanation for why the criminals are available to be hunted again. Oh no, the criminals reemerged in the hunting grounds. How could this have happened? It was as if it were a direct challenge to the Hunter's Haven. There's a narrative. There's a story. It's happening.
Yeah, I guess.
The bounty brawl must go on.
That tie feels really impractical.
I agree with you. All right, so we unlocked a new hunter to play. I wanted to go and look at this mods. Check it out. Angel Bless. So in order to get higher levels of the stuff, we need to be unlocking all these other kinds of reagents, all these other little ingredients in addition to the raw money and stuff. Okay. Well, we definitely want Angel Bless. Hooray. Okay, yeah, let me, you ready to attempt a join?
Yeah. Yeah, let me... Yeah.
Alright, I gotta pick a villain. Let's go after Y Viper, the noxious phytobotanist.
Okay, sure.
Right? You can't be messing around with phytobotany. That shit's serious.
Oh, is it? Oh, you sent it to me. Hang on.
I did indeed send it to you.
Find it.
She's gonna do narrative stuff. We're gonna disregard. Let's look at our new character. Oh, Jazz is a music-based character. Performing perfect beats consecutively grants music notes. Bonus damage increases significantly with every note collected. Attacks and specials with perfect beat enhance your rocket with increased damage and range. Are you okay?
Okay, I would... Hang on, let me try again. It would not let me connect the first time. Okay, I have joined. All right.
Has joined. The voice work is present. So I have a Radio Zuka. Can I upgrade my Radio Zuka? I can. Look at that. It does more damage. Presumably. I'm doing it, Amabel. I'm living the dream. I got the upgrades. You're going down. The voice acting is really goofy.
it's a little slow here.
Cornflake says, not a base cannon, disappointed. Yeah. Listen, we can't all be noise marines. The universe can only take so much of that shit. Gosh, the noise marines are cool. Amabel.
Who are the noise marines?
The noise marines are a faction of chaos marines. They're a very particular kind of troop that you can have. Slaanesh, chaos marines of Slaanesh.
Okay.
And they have they have access to sick rock-based weaponry, metal-based weaponry, obviously. Let's see here. So I have a rocket. Attack with a perfect beat launches a nuke strike after every... Well, I mean...
Oh, cool. There I go again. All right. It is basically the same as before.
Okay. Well...
See what we can do.
I believe in us. And I think we've gotten to like show off the cool thing here. Okay, I'm getting used to the beat of my character. Okay, so that you can. There are valves around the area to turn off the sludge. So it's not a universal beat. It's like if I haven't attacked for a while, the first attack like starts the beat sequence, and it's actually harder for me to do it that way than it would be, I think, if I was just tracking a beat that was always running, like in RPM or BPM rather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are very good at being in the way of my bullets. We can't shoot each other. We can't deal damage to each other, but we do block each other's projectiles, it seems like.
I'm trying my best.
Ooh, okay. If I'm in mid dash during the beat, I just lose it. I can't fire during the dash, and it doesn't have any sort of allowance for that. Get up, you.
Oh, where am I?
I'm trying so hard to take advantage of this guy's shield.
No, I'm stuck again. I think I'm going to drop out if that's not going to affect your...
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. The big shotgun guy is kind of a nightmare. Unfortunately, he is the dude we have to defeat to leave the room. But his the combination of the timing on my abilities and his it's very difficult to stick to the beat while I'm also trying to dash through his shotgun wall. This character is just hard to play.
Okay. Yeah, it unlocked for me after our first mission, and I was like, No, I'm not. Like a lot for me.
The amount of garbage that is coming at me from these ancillary monsters is not helping, but unfortunately the little ones at least seem to be respawning. So I can't actually I can't deal with that in any sort of meaningful way.
Yeah.
I'm getting shredded over here. So this is the thing. I think I gotta fight the little monsters with my normal attack, charge up my beat meter and my special bar, and then actually use the special on the enemy.
Okay.
Because that doesn't require use on the beat. It still it benefits from the damage bonus, but it doesn't have to be fired on the beat.
Kiefer asks, is there any action game where rhythm is actually done good? I had high hopes for Necro Dances, but it had like zero relation to music, just timing.
I mean, that's what rhythm is, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking about like a game where the harmony line of the music is the thing that governs your mechanics rather than the beat structure or rhythm of the song, I do not think I know of any. Although all the music games that I know of are, I mean, aside from, you know, you have obviously your actual music playing games, right, where you're your Rock Band or whatever. Mm-hmm. But any game where you're using music as like an element of another type of gameplay, yeah, as far as I know, they're all just rhythm based. Text generate more energy. Yeah, it feels like this character's special is the thing.
Yeah. We need more trombone heroes, says Nick 16 characters.
Trombone hero is a once in a lifetime sort of situation. These guys just respawn. I'm not fighting these guys. One thing I will say is nice about this character is they're pretty generous with the perfect. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming at us. Thank you for turning off the sludge.
Yeah.
That was an important moment for me. Some of these enemies have a lot of health. Live. Oh god. I stopped to res you in the sludge. I get why they're doing it, because if the little enemies didn't respawn, it'd be easy enough to just sort of like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were down until.
That's okay.
If the little enemies didn't respawn, that, you know, it'd be easy enough to just like run around and whittle the boss down from a distance. But oh man, the little enemies are such a threat. You know, it's not like in something like Doom Eternal where you can just kind of like farm them for resources while not having to worry about them too much. These things do more. They're more concerning to my health than the bosses, I think, or the little sub boss thing here. They make it very difficult to stay in the flow of my weapon. And the fact that this character can't like sort of turn up the violence when it is appropriate, it really hurts. Like with the with the beetle, if there's more enemies, I can solve that with more slashing. But I can only attack every X seconds with this character, and the attacks don't scale up in any way for the number of threats. She's definitely just much harder than the other characters. That's the thing we learned. Hey.
Yeah, there's the thing we learned.
No, I'm not talking. Sorry, the fucking shop mole is making fun of me.
Oh, okay.
Talking trash about my stupid garbage weapons. So yeah, you can see here there's a cat, the beastle. The character you're playing is called a Plasma Reaper. It's a pretty good name.
I wish he had more clothes on.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But my two initial girl options are Bikini Lady and Cat, and neither of those are appealing.
Even the cat is effectively wearing a bathing suit. She's got pants on over it. But yeah, there's definitely like I always feel a little weird about the about sexing up characters who are in this like chibi art style feels a little strange to me. But yeah, I think that's that. We're gonna maybe transition into something else here for the rest of the stream because of the connection issues that we're having, which are exacerbating. Not exacerbating, which are causing problems. So hold on a second.
I missed most of what you just said.
Yep, cool, great. All right, let's jump into something where I'm doing the thing, and you can just kind of hang out and hopefully have something to say.
And try to talk, and maybe it will work. Yeah. What do you have in mind?
Well, I could do a bazaar run. I have not,
Yeah. Do your bazaar run.
Or alternatively, what about Dome Keeper? Dome Keeper's had some cool new stuff since we last.
All right, yeah.
We last had a look at it. Or what about something else completely?
Let's Dome Keeper it up.
Yeah, so I bought the new character DLC when it came out, and I have not launched the game yet with it installed. So we're going to discover some things together. Hooray. Let me pull down the gas cave image. And in theory, nope, that's a black screen. I did it wrong. Nope, there we go. I got it. Everything's fine. Amabel, everything's totally cool and awesome. Here is
cool
Dome Keeper. It's for you. So this game's called Dome Keeper. It's been a while. It's been a while since we kept a dome on the stream here or on the channel. So some people may not be familiar with this thing. You're probably familiar with something that is descended from this, though. When this came out, it kicked off a real big wave of, I don't want to say imitators. I don't want to be too people who are inspired by its mechanics and stuff, and then many levels of iteration on that. Right, people who were inspired by those things, and people who were inspired by those things. But this was the game that kicked off, in my opinion, the biggest wave of it. So let's take a pretty straightforward situation here. We're going to go for a laser dome with a shield. I think the pets are purely cosmetic. So we're going to stick with my normal floating skull that won't shut up. Ooh, there's more stuff to unlock. Okay, and there are new characters. This one looks like a skeleton. Oh, I think
That's pretty
that's
good.
sorry, that's a skin for the normal engineer. Well,
Okay, well, so you got to use that though.
it's pretty good. Okay, we'll do a normal one of these Keepers Guild rewards. Earn badges by completing assignments. Then okay. Wow. Stuff. They've changed this game since I was last playing it. We're gonna do like a small relic hunt just to show y'all what's what. We're gonna play it on brutal difficulty because that's the intended difficulty. We're not gonna take any run modifiers. All right, a small relic hunt. Let's do it. Just so everybody can get the vibe, and then we're gonna try out a new character.
It's interesting that they just call that hardest difficult the brutal difficulty their intended. Like I'm not used to seeing the hardest thing being like this is the intended thing.
It is the second
Right?
hardest
I'm used
thing.
to like. Oh, was it the second hardest? Okay.
Yeah, difficulty 3 of 4.
Okay, never mind then.
So this is the game. I run around down here in the mine, and I mine things. I just bump into the ground to mine it, and you'll see some tiles of ground have resources. And when I find some resources, I lasso them up and I fly them back home. And unfortunately, 5 is very heavy. 5 is a lot of resources. You can see I fly very slowly while carrying 5 things. But it's a pretty short distance. I don't want to get it all back to base in once, so.
This is the trouble I have taking the groceries. It's funny you have with groceries. 5 is my limit.
You did it, Amabel. What a good normie joke. All right, so then we can take resources that we have cobbled together here. We can use them to buy upgrades of various types, like an upgrade to my drilling speed or my flight speed, or we can improve the dome in some way. And periodically, waves of monsters will attack. I'm gonna buy upgrades for my dude first. Let's just get a drilling upgrade because we don't really need speed upgrades just yet. We're very close to the base at all times, right? So look at how good we drill now.
That's some pretty good drilling.
I only grabbed 4 on purpose this time so that I would fly back faster because I think we're going to get monsters pretty soon. Oh, indeed. So I can sit down in the chair and operate the defenses here. So I have a single little laser cannon. The waves get more difficult over the course of the game. That first wave is a single monster. Not too terrifying.
I don't know if you saw or answered this while I was.
Well, that's a very funny place for her to lose connection. All right, so you can see there we got iron and also water on that run. So if we jump into the upgrades menu here, some upgrades require cubes of iron, some require water, some require triangles of cobalt, I think is the triangular one. Hi, welcome back.
Hi. No, I actually was asking you a question, and I guess I disappeared during that time. So I don't know if you heard any of it.
You said, I don't know if you answered this while I
Oh, no.
So if you would like to
chat,
try again, yeah.
Keeper in the chat's bringing up a Warhammer game, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. It's supposed to be like a Warhammer 40k XCOM. Do you know about that? Is that?
I don't. Cascade. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I don't think I am. Nothing is coming to mind.
Okay.
There was, as far as 40K XComs go, there was, of course, the Mechanicus games where you play tech priests. We played through the first one on the channel, and I thought it was fine, quite easy. Dear monsters, stop bashing your head against my dome. Look at the cracks. I let the dome take damage, Amabel.
That's trouble.
I was too greedy. I dug too greedily and too deep.
So Cat Ninetails says Chaos Gate is a bit older. They announced a sequel or DLC recently. It's the one where you play Grey Knights.
Ah. You know,
I don't know what that is.
If I may grognard for a moment here. I miss back in the day when I felt like I was the only person who was interested in playing the Inquisitorum armies. When I was fucking rocking a Sisters of Battle army that was built off of an army list in the back pages of a White Dwarf. Now all of a sudden the Sisters of Battle and the Grey Knights and all of a sudden it's like the cool shit. Everybody's into it. But I liked it better when it was my weird little army that everybody else was like, what? Those are what? You know? I was a Warhammer hipster, Amabel. So I'm just looking for more resources. Oh, hello. Looking for more resources. We're gonna, real quick, run back up. But that little pattern we just discovered in the wall is significant. That's important. So you can see every wave we get a little bit of a shield that absorbs the first couple of bits of damage that we take. And I'm doing such a bad job of reporting back to base for combat that our shield is basically gone by the time I get here. We need to upgrade the dome a little bit so that this will stop happening. First of all, display the time until the next wave of monsters shows up. That's a pretty good idea. Yeah. Adaptive wave warner. Improve the capacity of the dome shields. There we go. More shield each wave. But you can see for a lot of the cool upgrades, I need triangles. We gotta find triangles. And yeah, my pet doesn't really do anything. He just floats around. It looks spooky, which is cool.
I mean, what else are pets for?
But anyway, this little symbol here. This tells us we found technology.
Let me tell you, back in the day, I ran a D&D campaign for people, a 4E campaign.
Tough rock.
And people had pets, but the pets never did anything. They never took them into bed. They didn't want them getting hurt. So I think the pet just floating around in the dome. That's how pets should be. That's my hot take. Games should give you pets, but the pets shouldn't do anything, so they will be safe.
Okay. So when we find a chip in the battlefield or in the environment, we can bring it back to base, and it installs a gadget. We can shred it and just get some cobalt, but I would rather do a different thing here. So get a mobile station running on a rail directly below the dome. Enter the station to remotely control your dome from within the mine. Oh, that's neat. So we don't have to go all the way back up top every time we want to fight. Or we could install a defensive spire that shoots down incoming projectiles. I want the underground station. I've never seen that upgrade before. And look at this. It's getting installed. This is neat. We're going to have to fight some monsters here. So let's... we are right here. So let's go ahead and just do it. So you can see that the little meter in the bottom left decreasing. Check out the alienness of our environment, Amabel. What do you think of that?
It's pretty... I would not like it. I would not like to be there. Like, if you looked outside our window and this is what you saw, would you like it?
Well, I would think... I'm not going out there. But that's already what I think when I look outside, so... You know, I don't want to go out there. I have stuff to do in here. Oh, look at all this iron. So much iron. It's maybe a little bit too much iron to carry all at once. Unfortunately, we still have to go home to bring home the loot. Get up here, you. Okay, that one fell.
Problem.
Gotta get up here to the grinder to be able to score it for upgrades. I really do wish we had found any cobalt ever. I think this is a good time to buy a move speed upgrade for our character because it's starting to be a little bit more travel. But yeah, you kind of get the idea, right? Like it's
Yeah.
we're mining. We're looking for a relic deep underground, and we find these currencies and use them to help us survive until. All right, we're using the remote controller. This is kind of neat. All right, so we have a small automated gun. They can see the enemies from further away than we can, so it can be very helpful. All right, one flying enemy. There we go. That's a neat effect. I've never seen that before. Triangles, sweet triangles. Amabel, triangles and circles and squares. All your favorites are here. Everybody's
Not
here.
my favorite, but no hexagons.
Everybody's here, but still not Waluigi. It's true, this game does not have a hexagonal currency. So iron tends to be the squares, the cubes of iron tend to be the sort of like the base resource. The water tends to improve your special ability more, so like in this case the shield. And then the cobalt is used for a number of things, but most prominently the cobalt is used for healing the dome when it takes damage. I do want to... the cobalt heal restores a flat amount plus a percentage of the dome's total health, so it is best if you can raise the health of the dome before spending any. It's just more efficient that way. We don't need a laser sight. We can improve our shield in one of three ways here. We can give it a triggerable ability. This one creates a deadly field around the dome. This one makes the dome invulnerable. This one reflects projectiles. They're all very good, in my opinion. I'm going to take the reflection. In the late game, the way you're going to lose your dome is by getting overwhelmed by flyers, in my experience. But again, it's been a while since I played the game. Who knows what the balance of enemies is like at this point. Ooh, that's cool. A single triangle. All right. Where do they dare? So once per wave now we can put the dome in reflection mode. Which I guess means I should have ignored the flying enemy and paid more attention to the ground-bound ones first. Whatever, we're doing it. See, it says brutal. But it's not that brutal. It doesn't feel that brutal to me.
Sergio asks if you're going to try Slay the Spire 2. I suspect the answer is no, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, probably. When it's done. That game is in early access right now, if I'm not mistaken, and will Let them finish their video game before I try to play it. That is my general policy on video games.
Right. I know you didn't play 1 though.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to pretend that there's no degree of like, well, everybody else is playing it, so in there, because there is some of that. But I saw it played, and I feel like I got the idea through cultural osmosis enough. I am absolutely down to try to. I'm down to experiment with it and get in there. But when like I said, when it's finished. Okay, we're starting to get some real resources now, which is nice. All right, I am headed back up, but let's go ahead and use this thing to solve the battle before I get back up there. So you can see, in addition to the damage, our laser has a bit of a stunning effect on the enemies. I have become reflective. Haha! Showed that guy. We're starting to see some more dangerous stuff.
Sergio's also asking about Endless Legend.
Endless Legend 2 is a very cool and fun game that is also in early access. We have played some of it on the channel.
Played some of it. Yeah.
I think that it's very cool and good so far, and it looks like they're going in good directions with it. And I'm really excited to play it when they're done making it. Really, not done making it even necessarily, just like, when it's in 1.0 and it's in a sort of a more polished and balanced state. I have very much enjoyed what we played of it.
Yeah, I think there are some rough spots, but I think that really, during our whole 4X school, it was the Amplitude games that really charmed me in a way that the others didn't. And there's some stuff that I thought was really charming, like Slipways, that also I will never play. I tried it once. It did not. That I can't with that. But I appreciate that it exists.
It does amuse me that the Slipways is you're like so not afraid of it, but you have the same kind of respect for Slipways that a person might have for like a rattlesnake. Check this out. I bought an imaging upgrade for the little pod. This is cool, right?
Yeah. I got overwhelmed by it is all. It's not so much a rattle, like I was scared of it, is that I got overwhelmed and paralyzed, and I don't enjoy complexity as much as you do. I think complexity can be quite beautiful, and I appreciate it, but the level of complexity that you enjoy is not the same as what I enjoy. Apparently, they've updated Endless Space 2.
That's true. That did happen.
Yeah. I thought that was all right then when we played Endless Space 2. I think Endless Legend and Endless Legend 2 are really the...
I mean, Endless Space 2 is a great game with some extremely cool systems.
Yeah.
A really fun faction design and stuff. I kind of think that I need what I would really like to do is play it against people. I don't have anybody. Yeah. I don't have anybody in my life who likes to play 4X games, unfortunately. I bet Endless Space 2 is really cool if you get a group of people together and you play it like semi-regularly, so everybody's got kind of like the vibe, and a little metagame can develop. And
Yeah. Now
because I think there's so many neat systems, and there's so many like ways of building around an advantage, and it is really rad. But it is not, in my opinion, the greatest game to play against the computer once you have learned the game.
Yeah,
Because
and that's something
the
that
computer is not great at at the level of complexity that it produces.
and that's something that we found during our Forex school playthrough. For sure.
Well, no, that's
I mean, you already knew it, but it was also
yeah.
demonstrated.
It was not new information, certainly.
And like there are people I know who are into Forex games, but what they're into is Civ, and I mean that's not the same thing. Play a real game.
Okay, well, that's Amabel. That's Amabel saying those words, just so we're all. You like to express yourself in as inflammatory a way as possible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I try to be a little bit more measured.
You know what you've done recently is you've introduced me to Magic the Gathering, which there are a lot of reasons like about the company where I wouldn't want to like play it modernly, but I know people who would want to play Magic with us, but they won't play Commander.
Amabel, please don't get me yelled at. Could you just take it easy? Look at the size of our dome health bar now.
Nick says, I'd love to play Ark's campaign every weekend, and it takes the same as an Endless Space 2 game. Yeah, we played some Arcs, but we haven't played any of the campaign yet. We're still just figuring it out, and also it doesn't work great with 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that we play games with don't like that much direct
player interference
conflict.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're managing these enemies. I would like some kind of credit for the amount of shooting enemy projectiles out of the air that I'm doing. Like it's not even a big deal. Amabel, if you could please, if you could please just like make a big deal about how cool.
Congratulations! You did so good.
Thank you.
I saw some of it.
Every once in a while, I get a few frames, and they look positive. So we're digging real deep now, and you can see the materials get harder to dig through. On average, the deeper you go, there's variance, but we're looking for evidence of the relic somewhere in here. And I am absolutely just like vibe mining right now.
Yeah.
Our straight down shaft from the dome hit an impassable barrier. So we are for sure just like looking deeper. This is a small map, by the way, right? I hit small. Everybody saw that?
Yeah. Nick says Arcs in general works with 2 with a lot of asterisks. And yeah, I think it really is a very different... Like, when I talked to Cole Worley about it, he was like, I would never play Arcs with 2. Like, we built it so it would work for 2, but I would never do that. And so, it's not interesting at 2. And so for me, that tells me, yeah, no, I don't need to play it at 2.
When Amabel talked to her personal friend Cole Worley about the game he developed.
Yeah, I did.
That's still kind of... The casualness of that still kind of blows my mind.
I mean, there's a very real sense in which, if not for Cole Worley, I wouldn't be making board games full time. I wouldn't have met my friend Aaron. I would not have figured myself out and come out as trans and would not be at this moment in this basement fighting this internet connection with my sweetie on her stream. So like I'm it's weird. It's just so weird how many like little dominoes there are basically in anyone's life.
Yeah.
Where things would be completely different if something had changed. So,
sort of not what I was talking about, though, which is just that you're friends with famous people. Hell, you are famous people.
I am by certain definitions famous people. I don't know. You and I have both been in the New Yorker the same amount. So I feel like you're as famous as me.
I appear very briefly. So for those of you who don't know, the New Yorker did a profile on Amabel at this point a couple years ago.
Yeah, like 2023.
Yeah. And I appear in it briefly because I was in the room while the reporter was talking to her. Well, this feels like a dead end down here. I'm having a terrible time.
Sergio says, "Wait, board games? Are you into Risk?" Not hugely. I'm familiar with Risk. I played Risk when I was a kid a lot. Fun fact: the designer of the original Risk is the director of the classic French art film *The Red Balloon*.
Oh. I don't believe I knew that.
Yeah, Red Balloon and White Mane, and he also was the original designer of Risk. Like they changed it a lot before it got published by I want to say Parker Brothers, but
yeah, that's interesting. Oof, we're starting to sustain some real damage on every monster wave now. I'm having a heck of a time finding anything meaningful. We need more iron. I need to upgrade my drill.
People are cheering you on for SB of international fame. You have a more international fan base than I do, that's for sure.
Okay.
And Cat Nine Tails says, having to explain be gay, do crime to a New Yorker reporter is a claim to fame all its own. That is a thing that you did.
He meant well. He was trying to understand. You know, he wanted to understand.
He's trying.
But some people, they don't think about crime the same way that I do.
I'm still so surprised how, because like, you should be in the article more. You were such an indelible part of the whole time he was there, and you're such an indelible part of my work.
And he did eat my pizza.
He ate your pizza. He even said in while he was there, like how much you having your job seemed to work well with my job, and like gave me stuff. Like that was something we talked about. I wish that had been in the article. You know. Also, you made him watch Arcade Pit for some reason. I
didn't make him watch Arcade. Okay, so Amabel loves to do this thing where she like tells half of a story in a way that makes me look like an asshole. So let me clarify. Let me just lay out. Ooh, check this out. I
don't think that's true.
I found a weird seed. So let me clarify what's going on here. What happened is Amabel was supposed to be interviewing this man and talking to him. And she told him to come over to my apartment.
Right.
To meet her there. And then she left me alone with him. She did not show up for an hour and change.
I was driving there as fast as I could.
And so I had to talk to this human stranger man. And what I was doing when he came over was watching Arcade Pit. And I thought, you know what? He's here to report about games. I will explain to him about Arcade Pit. And because I am a little the way I am, that seemed like a good idea to me.
I think it was a really good idea. It didn't get in the article for some reason. I wish it had been.
He absolutely should have mentioned Arcade Pit in the article. So somewhere around here, there's going to be more of that like alien technology stuff. That's what I'm looking for, and I don't really have like a good way of knowing where it's going to be. I'm trying to mostly dig around the really heavy layers. You can see sort of like how packed and difficult to dig the soil is by the art in the tile. Like the more black space there is, the easier it is to hack through. You see what I mean here with this?
Yeah.
I think I need one more iron before we can upgrade our drill, and then I can dig through the more complicated stuff more quickly. And you can see my natural vision extends like a tile into the rock, so it is helpful to, you know, sink a shaft here and there to try to. Here we go. Here's a nice vein of iron. This will help to look for resources at the very least. We're also looking for signifiers of their technology. Look at that. That seed I found is growing into something, Amabel. How strange.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is strange.
What a weird thing. Part of what I like about this game is how many different weird things there are.
You do love it when a thing has a weird thing.
It's true. Ow. I failed to catch the projectile. So you might notice that the laser on the dome rotates quite slowly. Too slowly, for example, to catch that projectile. That's fixable. I can spend resources on that. I've been using those resources for other things. Okay, I think we can get a drill upgrade now, so I can rip through this stuff a little bit more. Yeah, here we go. Drill strength from 7 to 18. Now we're going to discover some stuff. Although what I most want to do right now is go hit that iron vein. But look at how quickly we break the iron out of the walls. There's actually a lot of iron.
Doing it much more quickly.
Thank you, sweetie.
It's like an idle game.
Well, it's not like... Okay. It's not like an idle game. Why is that funny to you? What you mean is that I am making incremental progress on upgrades.
So that you don't have to do the game's moving faster and you're not having to spend time doing the primary interaction of the game as much. And I think that's funny.
Well, the primary interaction of the game is searching.
Okay, that's a good point.
Your problem is that you are obsessed with drudgery. All you can see is the drudgery, but I have adventure in my heart.
I do like some drudgery now and then.
You are... I'm weirdly pro drudgery. Unironically, Amabel Holland, except she wouldn't use the word weirdly. She thinks it's weird not to be pro drudgery.
You know, there's something about process. Like when you and I were playing, there was a brief period of time when you were a little obsessed with Icarus.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been obsessive or fixative on anything.
And I actually found I enjoyed gathering the little materials and making little things and cooking little steaks and doing all the little stuff, which is, it's a little dull, but it's also like doing the process creates some kind of meaning. And I think that's an interesting thing in games. There's that famous quote from Tarkovsky about cinema being sculpting in time. I mentioned it way too often.
You do
But
you do bring it up a lot.
But like I feel like it's so much more appropriate for games. A lot of games are using time, your investment of time and the way time passes as you're doing things to create meaning. In a way where a film it would be a lot more boring because you're not doing it. But even just watching someone play a game, it's a very strange thing. Even just watching you do this has excitement or entertainment value, or is because I'm experiencing it with you in a way, and that's a fascinating feature, particularly of video games. I feel like.
I don't know if that's relatable, Amabel. What kind of person would enjoy watching someone else play a video game?
Before meeting you, if you had asked me that, I would have some. I would not, because I'd never seen a Let's Play before, other than like does RMAC 21 count as a Let's Player? I guess.
RMAC 20? I'm not familiar.
He was like another angry, shouty guy.
Okay.
He would play bad video games and shout about them. He passed away a few years ago, and I think he took down most of his videos because he felt they didn't age well. And certainly, it was that early 2000s internet comedy kind of thing, so a lot of it does not age well.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've seen that. I've seen, I don't think the angry video game nerd counts as a Let's Player.
Well, certainly the show that he does, his general show, is not a Let's Play show. Man, look at the dome is taking some damage here. It's getting a little ugly.
Damage to your dome. Nick says, considering the amount of tech trees this game has, it's more accurate to call it a HOI mod. I'm sure that's very funny. I don't understand it.
So HOI would refer to Hearts of Iron, I think, which is a wartime strategy game that I'm not personally familiar with, so I can only help so much here.
Okay.
But it's known to be complex, certainly. Laser moves faster. Yes, very important upgrade. Starting to get these battles where I need to be jumping back and forth from side to side. I bought a big upgrade to our carrying capacity. So look at that, Amabel. This tree is producing iron fruit.
That's pretty. Don't eat it, but yeah, okay.
That was my pro wrestling name. Thank you.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
So, you're kind of like the first real Let's Player that I actually have watched with any kind of, spending time watching. But there were people, I presume, who you watched before you started doing Let's Plays?
Look at this. The pod is revealing stuff to us. Yeah, for sure.
Like who?
I mean, so I was, I am and have been a something awful, the person, a goer of the fora. And so I definitely watched some of the classics, Slow Beef, of course. I very much enjoyed the Let's Plays of a couple of guys, couple of folks who called themselves Run Button. Run Button were definitely like among my formative Let's Players. A couple of cousins. I'm a little hesitant to say so. One of them is Keith Carberry, who would go on to be one of the friends at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it was through Run Button was like the place where I first became aware of Austin Walker, because he was on some of their stuff. Austin Walker, a person who I have tremendous respect for in the scene here. Add a machine under the dome that slowly produces water through condensation, or fire target-seeking missiles at monsters. I love that. Love to shoot missiles at the monsters. I lost a fair number of my resources that I was bringing back up just to them getting stuck on the way up. But I'm a little hesitant to... So Keith Carberry and Keith's cousin, who I know had some gender stuff, and I don't know what the result of that has been.
Okay.
There was a name change, and then what I'm aware of is there was a name change and then a name change back, and I'm a little hesitant to say anything without having any idea what the situation is, you know?
Yeah, I understand that.
But they're good. They're still doing stuff. I know they're still doing stuff. They had a very long running series where they played all of the Sonic games. They did a bunch of Silent Hill. A fair amount of my knowledge of Silent Hill is because of I mean, that's part of a long Let's Play project like that, is that you're putting yourself in for some stuff. Neither one of them is a sort of like a Sonic fanboy kind of situation, so there's some grim assessment of some of the entries on display. They did a really great Shenmue Let's Play.
Okay.
Of course, I got into Northern Lion at some point in the Binding of Isaac times, and then from there the whole sort of like Northern Lion crew. And I still watch. We still regularly watch like Bear Taffy and some amount of Northern Lion, HC Justin, those sorts of folks.
Thank you, sweetie. Fake Alex Blue. No, her pro wrestling name would not be Don't Eat It. I think she was saying Iron Fruit.
Yes, the Iron Fruit was the joke. A reference to the Iron Sheik, and of course my extreme gayness.
Xenon asks if you ever played any Paradox strategy games. I don't think those are things you're...
Yeah, so I played some Crusader Kings. I have played some Crusader Kings, a bit of Stellaris. I find that I do not enjoy the sort of the squishiness of the grand strategy thing quite as much. The way they do things is just not quite the way I enjoy doing things.
Yeah.
I know squishiness is a word that's gonna have people. You know what I mean, though, right? Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's not a precise descriptor, but it is meaning rich, easier to understand if you have talked to me for many, many hours about video games. Oh my god! Look at all the resources. All of a sudden. Oh no, Amabel.
What?
I got so distracted.
I don't know what happened.
I got so distracted. There's a wave of bugs. Trying really hard to kill the things. Missiles, go. Okay, we're gonna survive this, but we took a lot of damage. Jeez, yeah, look at that. All right, well, I got to run these resources back up. The good news is we managed to get some cobalt down there. We found some triangles. So we will pour those into repair of the dome. Look at the state of my dome.
Not great. Sweetheart, do you have any of those Paradox games in your Steam library by chance?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think I played them. Amabel,
Okay.
Holland.
We might have played them from the Epic Game Store. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Yes, we have. If you would like to try them, we have Stellaris and Crusader Kings 2 and 3 and.
I might need to try one of them because it came up in an interview I did for my video I'm working on with my close personal friend Cole Worley.
Yeah.
I should probably get some footage or at least know what he's talking about.
Was he talking about playing one of them? Is he a Stellaris
he was talking about so the video's about expansions and he was talking about reason people do expansions, and one of the reasons
is to make huge gobs of money.
If you have a project that we just froze there. I don't know what happened. He said if you have a project where you won't have the scope of the project complete with a single game, but you plan over the course of like say 5 to 10 years to have a series of releases that complete the vision of the thing. And he said Paradox is like the example of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's a fair
just kind of the way he's approaching arcs. So
really, arcs doesn't seem all that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell Cole Worley he doesn't know his business, but arcs doesn't seem that expansive to me, I guess. So that's interesting to hear.
Yeah, well, we only have the base game. We don't have the first expansion or the one that just got kickstarted or any of that. So like there's apparently quite a bit more.
So many flying monsters. This thing where I don't have to go back to the top of the mining shaft every time monsters show up is awfully nice. So check this out. Another bit of tech was revealed to us here. Another tech tile. Oh, this is very good news. So if I plug a little resource into that, you'll see there's a wire coming out of it, right? Going sort of down left here. If we follow that wire, it will go somewhere. This is a power node for a larger piece of machinery. Unfortunately, it goes through an undiggable block, but we can see here how we can get around to the other side of that. And indeed, follow the wire through the wall. Aha! Check it out, Amabel. Look at what we've discovered.
Cool.
So this is the relic in here, and one of the ways to find it is to find those little hint locations inside the wall. If you find one of the power cells and can plug something into it. What is that? That's some kind of weird thing I've never seen before. Huh. I'm going to take this back. We're going to get the relic in a second. I'm going to run all this stuff back. The relic will end, we win the mission when we bring back the relic. So I'm, at this point, just delaying because I want to know what this thing is.
Okay.
But we've done it, Amabel. We've survived and found the relic. So when this goes in the grinder, what happens? Oh, it won't actually pull up. This is something that cannot be ground. What if I just leave it here? Oh, it's a mining explosive. Well, that's fun.
That is fun. Uh, uh, Nick says the Arcs campaign gets a bit crazy. Now they're adding a 5th player. Yeah, there's definitely stuff being added. I'll say we played it once with 2, did not care for it as much. We played it once with 3 and a couple times with 4, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's better with 3 or 4. I don't know. 5 seems like a lot, but like 5 seems like a lot for me for Root as well. Like, I don't know.
So you don't like it with 2 or 3 or 4, is what you're saying?
No, that's not what I said.
That is what you said. That is literally what you said.
Maybe it cut out. Maybe part of it cut out. I do like it with 3 and 4. I don't like it with 2. I said I don't know about it with 5. 5 seems like it's a lot. Because it does. The more players you add, the more it slows down. You know.
Okay, here we go. So I was looking around. This thing's not powered all the way. There's a cable running down here.
Okay.
This is just running to this location. Wow, this is some heavy sediment.
Xenon says, if Amabel plays CK2, please stream. I'd love to watch. I don't. Here's the thing.
I would actually be fairly interested to see you cope with the UI. I'd be interested to see how you approach like figuring out what to do and what the game is telling you.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a complicated informational situation that the game is representing, and so it has to do so in a pretty complicated way.
Yeah.
And I would be really interested to see you grapple with that.
Okay.
Also, I do think you'll probably like those games better than I do. All right, so we've plugged in the relic. The monsters, they know. They're coming for us. Amabel, whatever shall we do?
Kill the monsters.
Kill the monsters. All right. You heard her. So up the turn speed and damage of my laser again.
Nick says
the number of missiles.
That when I posted a thing about my game Nicaea, he was like, "Why does this game not register at all?" And it's a 4+ player board game. That's what. Yeah. So like, I definitely have done some games at higher player counts. Just they tend to be more about negotiation and more direct interaction in that way. Arcs is it's a complicated game, and it feels slower to me. And it's probably good at 5. I'm just like trying to imagine getting on the table that player count.
Oh no! It would seem we were defeated. Except here comes the relic. It has annihilated the monsters for us. As you saw, the post relic monster wave builds up an awful lot there. It becomes very scary. I think they're technically beatable. I know because there's an achievement for surviving the wave without the relic saving you, but I've never managed it. So check it out. Our dome was saved. Here you can see a little time lapse of the shape of the cave and our desperate grasping attempts to map it and get all of its resources. That's pretty cool. We unlock some new stuff, a new world, some new gadgets, and we get to pick up the drone yard. Install a yard for producing drones used in resource transportation and combat. What a cool thing. That mine took way longer to do than I thought it was going to do. When I picked small, I thought,
Yeah.
small.
Maybe we'll do another one of these next time. It is around time when I need food.
Yeah,
so.
I did. So there are different characters. So the big difference is, I just showed you how the engineer works. The assessor has, instead of a drill, this like kinetic energy strike thing. You like fire projectiles and they bounce around and break the bricks for you. But if you don't use your projectiles wisely, you can get stuck waiting for them to reload. And then the Infiltrator and the Beastmaster are the new ones that I don't really know. But this says Arcane Keeper traversing the mines with agile tentacles, commanding cat goblin minions. So you're gonna not mind if we just take a set.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just gonna look. We're just gonna take a little look because I want to see what cat goblin minions means, and then we'll pop over to phase 3. In fact, feel free to begin the phase 3.
Well, my phase 3 has a visual component,
Okay.
so I'm
All right. Then hold on.
I
want to see the cat goblin. Oh, look at him. Some movement. Okay. Tentacles to move through the mine. Sure. Continuously push against rocks to mine them. Your mining speed increases with each hit. Okay. Cat goblins. Hold Q to punch a hole in the back wall for your cat goblins to enter the mine. They will help by collecting resources near the hole. Look at them. Okay, hold on. I got
it. Sure, Roos, yes, it does have a co-op mode, Dome Keeper. We're not doing that today because my internet connection is pretty bad.
But we're going to resolve that for next time. We have a plan.
And also...
So I'm going to punch some more resources out of the wall here, and then I'm going to dig a cat goblin. Hold on, we're going to see how they do. That's pretty neat. Oh, their mournful alien meows are wonderful.
Oh, it's a cat. Okay.
And then they throw out a little vine to climb down. That is exceedingly charming. Will they grab these other resources, or do I have to be like really, really close to... Okay, yeah, they will come out and grab more. It's just that it takes them a while to run them back home. And because they have to actually come out the hole up here and then feed them into the grinder. So like that mobile station upgrade is way better for this character than it was for the last character, because the last character still had to run things back home.
Mm-hmm.
This character doesn't, so you could, if you bought the ability to buy upgrades from the mobile station, you wouldn't ever have to go back up to the dome, actually. That's neat. This game's neat. There's a lot of neat stuff. Anyway.
It does have a lot of neat stuff.
Anyway, I think it's probably time we jump back out to the gas cave for the phase 3.
Okay. I'm going to give you a link to my phase 3, because if I try to share it, probably my internet will go out again.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Hold on.
You can just
working on it.
That.
All right, this is a Blue Sky post. A video in a Blue Sky post. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So, phase 3. So,
from a film called He Who Gets Slapped.
I'm going to recommend the 1924 film He Who Gets Slapped. This film, turns out, it slaps. And I found a clip to share. This is a 70-minute, like, serious drama, psychological film.
Okay, tell me when to cue it. It's loaded up. Should I hit play?
Hit play.
All right, it's going. Do you want to describe the...
Okay, well, so the plot of the film is that this clown was a scientist who proved where man evolved from, and then someone stole his work and his lady, so he became a clown that loves to get slapped, and he's like the most famous clown there is.
Okay, and these people are really enjoying
this clown
that.
And thinks it's so funny, and it's like, yeah, it's a tragic story. That's Lon Chaney Sr. as the clown is probably one of his best performances, actually. And sometimes old films are good and rad, and this one actually, like, out of context, this is ridiculous, but in context, it's actually kind of sad, and I don't know, nightmarish, and I will recommend this 1924 silent film.
She's going to try to sell you the idea that in context, this is dramatic and good. And, you know, I'm not saying it's impossible. But I am
the film is 72 minutes long.
I am saying that
72 minutes and it moves pretty quickly.
It's challenging is all. That's all I'm saying.
What do you have for us, sweetheart?
Yeah. What do I have? Here's the thing. Nothing.
Okay.
I had a rough week.
Yeah.
I hate this thing. I hate doing this thing. But I'm gonna apologize for the small number of videos this week because I had a psychiatric episode. And it's been a bad week. That's where I'm at. I watched some Taskmaster. You know, the current season of Taskmaster is pretty good. Yeah.
Alex Blue says they just started watching Heated Rivalry.
I've heard a lot of gay
hockey show.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of gay about it.
So far as delivering fire emoji.
Okay.
I thought it was about hockey men. Is it about firemen? I don't understand.
Amabel, you are 1,000 years old. Is that a response to what I said, or did somebody... Hold on, I gotta click back over to the chat.
So you said Amabel, you, and then it froze. And that was very funny. Okay. It was like I stopped your ability to think and talk with my nonsense, and I that made me laugh.
Fake Alex Blue says, I'm not sure that it's won my heart yet, but it's succeeding in other areas. So that's
like an elbow.
Yes. Yep. It's given them tennis elbow, which you can absolutely get from doing the thing. Cat of Nine Tails to go back a little bit. Says, I think the PDX games might be information overload for Amabel. They are a lot. That is probably true, but that's kind of like watching Amabel sort of battle through the information overload. Like this, because it's the thing anybody who wants to play Crusader Kings has to learn to do is how to turn what the game is giving you into an information stream that you can understand and interact with. You know, I had to do it, and I think she should have to do it. Okay. The bad thing happened to me, and now I want the bad thing to happen to others.
Great.
Look, Amabel, I'm a boomer. I shouldn't do that. I'm sorry.
No.
That was mean. Some boomers are perfectly nice people. Probably. One assumes.
Is your mom a boomer? Your mom's nice.
So, I see. The problem is SB played strategy games CK2 when the fun is in roleplay CK2. No, I determined pretty quickly that there was no strategy to be had and tried to do roleplay. The problem is that those games, and many games like it, give so much primacy to what actually happened that you almost can't even really enjoy alternate history playtime. Like, you know, the way... This is part of what I would like to see you talk about, Amabel. It's part of what I see you wrestle with and talk about. Is like, you can form a kingdom that doesn't look like any kingdom that existed, but the game gives you a lot of mechanical pushes to form the kingdoms that did exist. And it also does a lot of other things, like forcing you to, like, giving you dialogue boxes where the only way to get out of the dialogue box is to click a button that gleefully says Deus Vult and things like that.
That's
and like
not great.
I know that not all of Paradox's audience is neo-Nazis, but I also know that a significant portion of Paradox's audience is neo-Nazis, and I know that the people at Paradox know what they're doing when they cater to those people.
Trouble.
And I have been accused of being too sensitive. But you know what I am is right. What I am is correct about this. So, and that's the fun part of being the person who's streaming. I get asymmetrical power over those who would argue with me about it. You know what I did want to say? This is not a phase 3 thing. This is just something I wanted to say, and I meant to bring it up earlier. We were talking about La Mulana, because obviously I'm like plodding through La Mulana at this point. I am not getting through it as fast as anybody would like. And I'm having a lot of trouble with it, and I'm having difficulties that are more about the difficulties. I'm having difficulties that are more about me than about the game in a lot of places. But like the people who like La Mulana, the people who suggested it and stuff, are so like cool about it. In my experience, it's actually really nice, and it does make me more okay with sort of floundering in it. Like people are like, yeah, no, it's like that, and I understand it's difficult and it's kind of whack, and the translation's kind of goofy, and like it is going to make it unnecessarily hard for you to get through, and it's not like the people who, when you say that you're having a bad time with a thing and you list stuff that's objectively true about it, they accuse you of it being, it's all your fault and you're not worshiping the game correctly. And there's one or two games that I might be thinking of here when I say this, the games where I've been yelled at for not liking them. But I really appreciate how chill the La Mulana people are. They're like, even the ones who really love the game are like, yeah, I absolutely could see how you are coming to the conclusions you're coming to, and just, you know, it is what it is. But these are the positive things that we like about it, and it makes it easier to suffer through. When I'm disliking a thing and I'm getting kind of like harangued about disliking it, especially when I'm right about something and I'm getting harangued for noticing. That makes me want to stop playing Void Stranger really fast. I mean, the game in question, theoretically.
Yeah. Okay, well.
A sure Ruse user says, why are you all recommending CK2 instead of CK3? 3 has all the tooltips. If I were going to try to push you into a game, it would definitely be 3, not 2, because 3 is way more approachable and graspable, in my opinion. And then once you know systems from 3, you could try to go back to 2, I think would be an easier way to do it. Anyway, I would like to, you know what I will say?
What?
This week, this last like week or two has been a real there's been a real sort of like outpouring of, I don't know what I want to call them, directs. A real outpouring of like videos that are like, hey, here's all these upcoming games. And I think that those have been fun. So I'm gonna actually call out specifically the Thinky Games Direct, which has a lot of really neat looking games in it. Thinky Direct 2026, which came out 9 days ago. It's not actually from the last week, but you can find it at Thinky Games. Let me throw it up on the screen for a minute here. Yeah, Thinky Direct from the Thinky Games channel. A good follow in general, in my opinion. This is just like you know, puzzle, and I mean you get the idea from the name, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting looking games in here, and yeah, I really enjoyed watching through this. I did end up adding a bunch of stuff to my various lists, and you will for sure be seeing games from this appear on the channel in the future That is a thing that is absolutely going to be the case. The Thinky Games people I've had some contact. You know, that they've talked to me via email a little bit and stuff, and they've always been very chilling. It seems like a good group of folks, just trying to get eyes on games that people will find cool. They're doing phase 3 for a living out there, and I appreciate that. So check out the Thinky Direct. Check out the other directs. One of them is I'm not trying to tell anybody to hang out with Jeff Keighley, but you can find all the demo. You can find all the trailers from the Jeff Keighley event listed places and watch them separately from that. This game looks cool with the giraffe. It's like Snakebird, but it's a big giraffe. Some very weird stuff coming out in the next year or two. And I'm going to do my level best to check out as much of it as possible on the channel. Anyway, there we go. I found a phase 3. I found a positivity. It has been a very, very bad week for me. I need to practice what I preach as far as going out of my way to find some positivity, to feel some positivity, to bring some forth from inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to be it for us for phase 3. Amabel is being very quiet, and she's so happy to have an excuse.
Well, every time I try to say something, there's a 90% chance it cuts out.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna actually bring down the image again. Here, this is one game that I definitely was thinking was very cool. That I'm looking forward to a lot. The Bulbo game. Bulbo didn't believe in falling, but Newton told him about gravity.
Oh yeah. No, I thought I wrote that down, and I wrote down a couple things like, I want to see her play this.
No worries, Bulbo can just forget about Wall. And so Bulbo can only hold 4 ideas, and so you're like dynamically refiguring what principles of physics are active at any time. It seems like it's going to be a really neat thing. There's cool, man, people are doing such cool stuff out there in the world. Yeah, but that's going to be it for us for the stream today. Thank you all so much for watching and hanging out and bearing with us through some technical details. I think that Bounty Brawl seems neat. I'm looking forward to playing it more with you when we have our internet difficulties sorted out.
And we'll see you all later.
Yeah. So have a good week, y'all. Come back for more videos. I'm gonna definitely have more videos out this coming week than this last week, unless something really horrible happens, in which case videos may be the least of my problems. So have a good one. Of course, go out, try to find some things to love for your sake as much as for the sake of the things that you love, and come back to us, and we'll see you then.